Here I want to go over the course policy statement in a little more detail. Now it is important, I know you can just read this, but it is important for you to understand this document completely. And if you have any questions about this document, please let me know, because this is basically the course set of rules that I'm going to follow for the entire semester. No matter who you are, these are the rules that I have to follow. And so basically this document is something that you want to not forget about. I have some students who read the document early in the semester, and then they just kind of forget about the rules and the procedures later in the semester, and it can come back and bite them. So please check the course policy statement throughout the semester just to make sure you don't forget any of the policies. So I've got my information on here. If you ever want to see me, you're welcome to do so. You can find me here in this room during these times of the week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 to 12. I've also got here the book information. Now we will use the books. I will go ahead and tell you the Little Brown Handbook. You're getting this for my class, but this is a book that you'll want to keep. I don't recommend selling this back to the bookstore, because if you take English 1020, if you take any literature class, you're going to be using the Little Brown Handbook. It's a good book to keep, okay? Late paper policy is pretty simple. I don't take late papers unless you've made arrangements with me ahead of time. But if you just don't turn in a paper, you can't turn it in late unless we've arranged that. Now, something very important though to keep in mind: papers you will turn in to the digital Dropbox, which the other video shows you how to do that. It must be Microsoft Word document. This goes for homework, this goes for major assignments. So if you do not have Microsoft Word on your home computer, please keep in mind that you can use a Motlow Computer Lab anytime you want to, and anytime you're able to, and they do have Microsoft Word suite, the Microsoft suite on there that you can use. The reason why I have you use Microsoft Word is when you submit something to the Dropbox, it goes to a service called Turnitin.com. Turnitin.com is a plagiarism check. But Turnitin.com has some trouble sometimes with non-Microsoft Word documents. So I have all my students do Microsoft Word, so Turnitin.com doesn't give me any trouble. Technological error. This is going to be very important for our class since we are a web class. Bottom line is, please know that if you don't plan ahead, if you wait till the last minute to try to get some stuff done, that last minute is usually when your computer decides to give you some trouble. So please know that technological error is not going to be an acceptable excuse for late work. Something else I've put up here is an explanation with some of the PowerPoints. I've got a lot of embedded videos that are YouTube videos that some students in the past, they say that they're not able to see the videos properly or whatever. Everybody's going to be using different versions of software and different security measures and stuff like that. So I have an explanation here. If you aren't able to see a video in one of my PowerPoint presentations, follow this and it should let you see it. There's basically a way you just click and check the properties, and in the properties there should be a URL code that it's a website link to YouTube, to the original YouTube video. So if you copy that address and then paste it in your browser, it should take you to the video, no problem. Now this is a big one. Be sure to save your assignments that you're working on in more than one place. One great thing we have now is storage is a lot of times it's just free. I know, like cloud storage, they have Dropbox.com, but they have a lot of storage options for you to use. Please don't just save everything you have on a flash drive, because it's happened to me. I would hate for it to happen to you where you lose that flash drive and it feels like you've lost kind of a piece of yourself. So, back up your stuff in more than one place. Now, office hours, as I've said, I'll be there, but even though this is an online class, keep in mind you're welcome to come by during office hours. They're for you as well. Here I've got the grade information. We go through the different assignments, and as their point value, we have a total number of 900 points. The good thing about having 900 points, that means that if you just kind of have a homework that you miss, or if you have a quiz that you don't do too well on, as long as it's not a habit, that shouldn't really be much of a problem, because 900 points gives you some leeway to get 1 or 2 grades that aren't the best grade in the world. We will have 10 quizzes. We will have 10 homework assignments you turn in. Notice here that participation is worth 100 points. The participation is going to be again with the discussion board later on in the semester. So here I've got explanation over homework. Big thing I want you to know on homework is the due date. It's due in the Dropbox every Friday by 11:59 p.m. Please turn it in ahead of time. But if it's Friday 11:59 p.m., that is the last minute to turn it in. 1 minute past that, it will be late, and late homework is not accepted. Quizzes, goes over the quizzes here. One thing I want to talk about a little bit is the time window. Most of the quizzes you only have about 3 minutes to complete because they're very, very short quizzes. 3 minutes should be enough time as long as you're not trying to use the book or anything like that. So please be aware that you don't want to, when you're taking a quiz, you don't want to let the time get away from you, because once you run out of time, it will automatically submit whatever you've put, and if you don't want that, then it'll be too late to do anything about it. You're also going to have to use something called a lockdown browser, but I explained that here, and when you access our D2L system, it should automatically go through how to install and use the lockdown browser. Let's see, participation. Here I talk about the discussion board. The due date on discussion is the same as with quizzes, the same as with homework, Friday, 11:59 p.m. Now please, if you're able to post earlier on participation, please do that, because I would love it if earlier on in the week we can get the participation discussion board going, and not have 70 messages show up on Friday 5 o'clock to 11:59. That doesn't really give us enough time to engage with the week. So I'll really appreciate students who are able to start the participation discussion board earlier on in the week, and then throughout the week we'll just keep responding and adding to the threads. Smart thinking here, read through this, you may be interested. Student expectations, this is what I expect you to do in class, as far as just basically boils down to respect. Plagiarism is a very simple policy. If you plagiarize and I catch it, you will fail the class. Now, we'll have a plagiarism unit, so don't worry about accidental plagiarism. I'll school you on what it is, but at this point, all you need to know, if you are using someone else's words that do not belong to you, then you must give credit for where you found it by quotation marks around words that don't belong to you, and a parenthetical citation, and a works cited entry. As long as you do that, you're good. Content advisor. I do this because we cover some mature ideas in here. This is a collegiate level class, so we'll definitely get into some discussions that are a little more adult in nature, with language, sexuality, violence. So just keep in mind we will remain mature. I don't want anyone to be offended, and so if things happen that are offensive, please bring it to my attention and I'll try to handle those. Grade dispute is basically a period that you have once I grade an assignment and enter that grade in the D2L grade book. If you have any questions about that grade, or you don't understand it, or you want to change it, or anything like that, you've got to contact me within 5 days of the grade's post. After that, the grade can't be changed. So disability service spiel is here. Read through that, and if you need to use that, it shows you how to do so. If you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll try to clarify what I can. But read it carefully and don't forget about it. Thank you.